It's Jimmy, Scott, and Diggerman from the Theme Park Podcast.
Are you looking to finally make that move to Orlando? Maybe you already live here and want to be closer to the parks.
Use the official real estate agent of the Theme Park Podcast, LaurenCampbellRealtor.com.
Lauren helped my mom both buy and sell her house.
I bought a house of 10 years with Lauren.
Didn't you marry her?
Shush. I love my real estate agent, and you will too. Call Lauren Campbell at 407-325-4225. That's 407-325-4225.
Goldwell Banker Realty.
What's going on, fellas?
You gotta turn our mics on. I guess we could turn our own mics on.
Oh, come on. I gotta do my own mics now?
Yeah. Now Jimmy's gonna make us turn on our own microphones over here. Welcome to the pre-show of the Theme Park Podcast. We come to you live today from Universal Orlando, the Transformers Studios, gentlemen.
This is really cool.
Of course it is. I mean, look at us. We're at the one of the biggest theme parks on planet Earth, broadcasting from their radio studios. It doesn't get much better than
They
this.
trusted us with their radio studio.
That's true. We're all alone in here.
That's the biggest thing.
Not only that, we are closing out the broadcast for the day out here. So it's up to us when they get to go home.
Yeah, Jody's watching us through the glass right now.
12-hour show,
She's
guys.
like, you guys
Hi,
need
Jody.
to wrap it up. Yep. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, well, her and Clay both. Thank you guys. So they are awesome. I can just they have been so helpful and
helpful to you. Me and Scott just went and rode rides all day.
Yeah, we did rides.
You've been the one here tinkering around with like wires and cameras and stuff.
Yeah, we were eating, and then we rode rides.
We almost ate your dinner because you left it there for so long.
yes, it was the oh my god, what
Twisted
is it?
mac and cheese.
Twisted
from
mac
Hard
and
Rock.
cheese from Hard Rock. Thank you, Hard Rock, for the food. LT, love you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. All right, do you guys want to get to the show so we can
Yes.
send
Yes.
Jody home at some point today?
See your family.
Yeah.
Do you guys not like Clay?
No, I like Clay.
Okay.
Clay's great. Clay's been here since way back when.
Yeah.
Clay, he's got the secret of like the Fountain of Youth. He's got it. It's in his house or something.
Okay.
Because the guy is amazingly young looking, and he's like 20 years older than me, and he looks like he's 5 years older than me.
Way to call out his age on
Yeah,
the
way to
radio.
go. Yeah.
I mean, at least it's
Hey,
just the pre-show.
If I was him, I would be like, I would have a billboard on I-4.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's do the show, okay? You guys ready?
Okay.
I mean, you're also 20 years older than me.
Burn. All right, coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. It is Dickerman along with Jimmy D.
Good morning, gentlemen.
And Scott Harris. Live today from Universal Studios Orlando. We are inside the Terminator Studios doing the show together. Jimmy says good morning, but actually we're sitting here on a, what is this, Tuesday afternoon?
Tuesday,
A
yeah.
rainy Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon/evening. Yeah, the rain just kicked in, but that's kind of normal.
Has it actually started raining? I've seen ponchos out.
I see people with ponchos on, but the ponchos aren't on their heads, so I cannot say for
Should
certain.
I put a poncho on?
No, not right now.
I have
No,
one.
you could.
We're
I
indoors.
have one. I have a poncho and a jacket.
We're indoors in the air conditioning here at the studios, the Radio Broadcast Center at Universal Orlando. Of course, we're here as we continue to celebrate the incredible opening of the VelociCoaster, which, Jimmy, I got to ride for the first time today.
I didn't get to see you go by because the one, this is so typical me. I took pictures of every single cart that went by. The one that went by that I couldn't get a picture of, guess which one? It was the one you were on.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like us.
My wife is on there too, and I love her, so you know it's
true.
It's
he
real.
does actually like her.
No,
so-
she's great.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, you actually got to go through the queue.
I did.
At least part of the queue. We kind of like did VIP style, so you kind of got to go through the queue. You got to see some of the stuff.
Well, I got to see us walk by everybody. Sorry.
That's I always feel a little bit bad, especially like when you come out for Halloween Horror Nights time, and like that's like you're walking past like 60,000 people going into a house. We're like,
We did get we did get some stairs.
where are these guys going? Who are these guys?
How come they got glow sticks?
You know, back in the old days, way back when, in my younger years, Jason Mercurio and I would come through, and some people mistook us Canadians for members of Our Lady Peace. Oh, I bet you those guys are Our Lady. I think they were playing in town at the time, and Jason and I both had long hair, so we're walking to the front of the line. Of course, you must be an Our Lady Peace.
Dude, I came here one time in, I want to say it was like 05 when Tebow was first on the Florida Gators. Must have been 06. And People, when we were on the VIP line, people were yelling at me like I was Tebow.
Did you have a Tebow jersey on?
Yeah, I had a Tebow jersey on.
Hey, it must be Tebow's dad over there.
Hey, hey, Papa Tebow.
Hey, that was no, I wasn't old enough to be his dad. The kids that are in college now, I'm old enough to be their dad.
Sure. But you got to go through at least part of the ride. So you got to see much of the paddock, and you got to see the show, which is really fantastic. The stuff from Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Did he see that? That was when we went upstairs.
Oh, did you not get to see that?
I did not.
He saw Mr. DNA.
I got to see Mr. DNA, and I got to see Blue in the paddock, like in
The two raptors that are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Your wife can tell you all about it, I guess, later, because she got to watch the full show with
Stop smiling at me.
Chris Pratt giving Bryce Dallas Howard.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Put a roller coaster in there.
It's a raptor paddock.
Yeah. They did a great job. I mean, it looked like Pratt had a lot of fun shooting the video for that.
I want his life because he just seems like he has fun with everything he does.
Yeah, I think once he got the Star-Lord gig, like it was all roses for young Chris Pratt.
He was super smart because James Gunn told him, he's like, you don't need to work out, and he was like, no, I need to be cut for this movie. He's like, no, we don't care if we have a chubby, because he was a little
doughy.
Kind of like he was
doughy
in Guardians. Was that 2 or 3 where they called him fat?
That
was Avengers.
That was Avengers. That was
Infinity War.
That's
yeah.
it.
I'll get a Bowflex.
I'm gonna get a Bowflex. That's it. I'm gonna commit. Because he wasn't as ripped as he was in the first couple Guardians.
Well, see, for my body type, he is ripped.
Of course. But yeah, for normal people, yeah. But he just, ever since that, he's just like, it's been great. And the Jurassic Park thing is just massive. When's the new one coming out?
Jurassic Park next year.
Next year? We gotta wait that long?
Next year, we gotta wait another year. Yeah, they did a little teaser for it at the beginning of Fast 9.
Yes,
okay.
It's the 1 year anniversary of VelociCoaster opening is when Jurassic Park Dominion comes out. Jurassic World Dominion comes out.
Brilliant.
We should be saying it correctly. Jurassic World : VelociCoaster.
Jurassic World.
I think the colon's silent.
I don't know that.
All right.
I guess it is Taco Tuesday.
So I've been on a lot of roller coasters. I've been on every roller coaster in the state. Okay, there's not one I haven't been on. This thing is crazy. Scott told us.
I warned you.
But I'm like, this is madness. Like, whoever came up, the creative team of mad scientists. Some of them, I'm like, this is insane. Like, Jimmy doesn't like roller coasters anyhow. This is like your worst nightmare, my friend. You're like, I want to find how they described one of these. There's the one-of-a-kind 360 barrel roll above the lagoon, which is cool, but the zero-gravity inverted stall, it's just crazy. It is a wild coaster, and I brought my daughter and one of her friends who's not really into roller coasters. She kind of likes them. She likes, they were going to ride the Mummy first as a warm-up. They got on this thing. I'm like, you're not going to call Child Protective Services, I'll be honest.
Well, she's a teenager now. She could be prosecuted as an adult.
Okay.
It's good.
Well, no, yeah. They loved it. Even the non-roller coaster rider, hasn't done. She looks at Rip Ride Rocket, and she's like, no.
Well, everybody sees
VelociCoaster.
Everybody sees at Rip Rocket. They see that click, 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 click as you're going straight up. I can understand why she was
the thing about VelociCoaster, half of the ride you can't see because it's in the paddock.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't know what's coming at you, but it is. There were so many things happening. I was trying to take note as we were going along the ride just to talk about it. I'm like, I can't keep track of all the crazy things that this ride just did.
It has 2 launches, 0 to 50, which is in 2 seconds, and then 40 to 70 in 2.4 seconds. And then it's the 80-degree angle drop.
What, is that the part where you're out of your seat? Because there's
it has 4 inversions.
You're out of your seat. Like, I've been upside down on roller coasters. I've done corkscrews, but you're like,
your back is not against the seat.
Your butt's off the seat. My butt. I'm a different shape than Scott. I'm more poo shaped than Scott. But I was like, wow.
Shaped, I'd say. I'm going to open up an Etsy shop where I just sell Velcro for the seat of your pants for this ride.
Yeah.
And it's a lap bar. It's only a lap bar.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the crazy part. It's just a lap bar.
But it's a lap bar that comes like
Over your shoulders.
Over your shoulder, so it's very secure. I mean, I told Scott when we first got, I'm like, I could take a nap in this thing. This
It's
thing
very
is so
comfortable.
secure. This thing, it's got you in there good.
yeah, it's like you're floating.
Yeah, I mean, and at parts of the ride, you are floating.
I know.
I mean, that's for real. But
You're upside down for a good couple seconds on that ride.
oh yeah. Yeah, like it's the biggest ride we have in the state, I think now. I mean, there's nothing that compares.
And it just hit 1 million riders this past weekend.
I know.
How?
I saw that.
How?
Because you saw how efficient it is.
It was. I mean, when we went by, like
It has 4 trains that go at that's constantly
before
running.
we walked in front of everyone in line, I think the wait time was 45 minutes.
It was 45 minutes.
which is unbelievably reasonable for a brand new coaster.
When I was here a week ago, it was a 60-minute posted wait, waiting for the front of the line. So a couple more minutes, 42 minutes, until I was seated and about to launch.
Wow. Yeah, it does seem very efficient.
And it has single rider.
That's true, doesn't it? I did hear they make an announcement. Your ride will be much quicker if you do single rider option. I love single rider. I'm like, I don't
means you have
care.
to be around
I'll
your family?
abandon my family and my friends. I will, if it gets me on the coaster faster, see y'all later.
You know, a lot of rides, it says single rider, but you still have the opportunity to sit with, your friends and family on the same ride.
And sometimes you end up right
yeah.
next to them. You never know. But it's like you spend the whole time in line with them. You just don't sit with them for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and if you get on a ride where it's like a row of 4 and it's 2 people in front of you, you might end up with somebody that you're with.
Yeah, same car. Yeah. So, yeah, Theme Park Podcast pro tip, single rider, when available, take advantage. Now, it doesn't always, I will say, Harry Potter, the Escape from Gringotts, that single rider is hit and miss. Sometimes gangbusters, you're on it right away, and other times it's like, man, this line's longer than the regular line.
But I'll say this: if you go up to VelociCoaster and it's a 45-minute wait, just wait in it because you're probably waiting 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you get to see the full queue and
You
everything.
see everything, yeah.
Men in Black is the best single rider line. You
Yes.
will always get on Men in Black in 2 minutes single rider.
And there's always 2 options for each car
Yeah.
for single rider. So if you're with another person, you're going to be basically sitting like piggyback.
Because it's like the odd number. It's three to a thing. So and it's like they go through single riders like crazy. And another thing about Men in Black, when it's hot like this today, that is not only the best air conditioning in any theme park ever, that's the best air conditioning I've ever felt anywhere.
No, I have to disagree. We went on.
Did you go in a freezer?
We went into Jimmy Fallon, and I swear I was like, "Are we actually in space?" Because it is cold.
Oh, really?
yes, like you said, walk-in cold.
Men in Black, when I do that single rider, when you go to that door, there's a separate door for single rider, there's usually just a gush of cold air.
It sideswipes
just
you.
blowing out of there. I'm like, this is amazing. Unless it's rained recently, then you're very cold.
Yeah. Well, also, the best part about doing single rider with Men in Black, you could be going up against the person you're with in the other car.
That's true.
Yeah,
I shot my wife's car 6 times last time we
And
went.
you didn't feel bad, did you?
No, of course not.
You got to win.
You gotta get the points.
Yeah, but
send
what's-
send them spinning?
what except for when she threw a funnel cake in the trash can afterwards.
I mean, that's a risk that she made.
Yeah, she went up against me in Men in Black. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's what you
sometimes
get.
win, sometimes you lose.
Did you flex on her after you won?
No.
You guys didn't get to see it, but one of the cool parts about VelociCoaster, not the ride, but is the locker area. So you put in your stuff on one side of it, and then you retrieve it on the back side of your locker. So it makes that area even more efficient.
So it's a pass-through instead of just a traditional locker.
I
Correct.
saw how they were doing the lockers, and we didn't have to use the lockers
didn't have to.
because they drove us over in a van.
Well,
and we
I
had to leave
carried
our-
everybody.
and because
stuff.
we had a locker.
Yeah, the stuff we didn't leave in the van, Jimmy, was our locker. We got carried over.
We did get in trouble.
Yes. Yeah.
What'd you do?
It wasn't.
No, it
me.
wasn't.
It
Well,
was-
tangentially.
We had you. Yeah, actually, you didn't see the trouble we had. When we got to the actual line, they're like, "We got to rewind you because you guys came through too quick, and they couldn't get a proper metal detection on you guys. They didn't feel comfortable because they're really. I mean, their security is so top notch on this metal detection. So our group was so haphazard. They're like, "We want to rewind you to make sure everybody's clear."
Gotcha.
So the troublemaker
was
in the
that?
group was my child, who I debated bringing and not bringing. Today, I tried to get Scott to give me a reason not to bring her, but he didn't. So I brought her, and she tried to bring a knife on the. No, not really.
No.
She had a metal belt on.
Well, because she's a kid.
Yeah, she's a kid. So I got to build on. So she held it up, and then somebody else had something. I think I don't know if it was just
It wasn't
her.
one of our group. It wasn't one of
it was
our
somebody
group.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're just like, just rewand everybody. So they had to rewand us all.
Pro tip: do not bring anything with you on this ride. Do not.
Well, the locker system is great. Like, they give you the opportunity once you go in to go to a locker. It's like, here's your locker. Go to a locker now.
Here's your little thing to swipe.
It's not even like the Hulk where you have to walk over to a locker. The lockers are part
you
of the
go
ride.
through. You go
Yeah.
through the locker area.
Yeah, that's part of the queue.
Yeah. If you smuggle something onto that ride, it's going to end up in a lagoon.
You can't.
You can't. It's physically
they're
impossible.
They're so on top of it. Like, I had a mask in my pocket. Like, what's in your back pocket?
Yep.
It was my face mask. That little.
Honestly, you're lucky you didn't lose it on the ride.
Yeah, I'm sitting on it, and it's not going anywhere.
Well, your backside's off the seat.
Yeah, it's true, but it's fine. It's not. It wasn't going anywhere. But yeah, like when Scott and I, when we left earlier, we went through the bridge, and I had not seen that view. Going across the bridge where the coaster, it's got like 2 tracks that go by like the backside of Hogsmeade. It's so incredible.
It connects from Lost Continent to, it dumps you off right to the entrance of VelociCoaster.
Yeah. It's amazing they put this thing together in the time that they did.
Oh, and by the way, it's called the Mosasaurus roll.
Oh,
That's the part that goes over water.
okay.
It goes
Mosasaurus roll.
It's at 53 miles per hour.
Okay. To make it quicker to get from one side of the lagoon to the other, roller coaster. One-way roller coaster.
I mean, that's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about doing the Rainbow Bridge, but a realistic, your approach is a little more realistic. So you start on one side, you shoot to the other side, and you get off on like we're in the other park or whatever.
We put some like barrel rolls, loop-de-loops in there.
right now-
Hyperloop. We put a Hyperloop.
We've got the Harry Potter train, which will, of course, take you to the 2 parks. But it would be likely quicker to go on a one-way roller coaster. Now, how do we get the roller coaster back? Is there a separate? No. Okay, I got you. So the coaster goes, we're in Islands, zip it over, then people in line on Universal jump in, and it zips them over to Islands.
There you go.
What if it just goes backwards?
Well, isn't that what the train does? It's just, there is no front or back. It just
Correct,
goes.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm good.
All right. Well, let's put it into
Writing?
Let's put it in. This is one of those things we're putting out into the world. Mm-hmm. Now, this can't be turned around quickly like many of our other
If we can
things.
turn this one around, then we really have some untapped power that we're not utilizing properly.
Yeah. But I will say this.
If they announce a roller coaster transportation over the lagoon tomorrow, I'm going to buy every lottery ticket in 7-Eleven.
To be
you were
fair,
supposed to buy one last week.
I know.
if you look at the concept art that has been released for Epic Universe, there is a dueling roller coaster around the hub of the park.
I like it. I can't wait to see what they come up with. After seeing VelociCoaster, I'm very, I can't wait to see the new concepts they come up for the new park, because it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Do it at night. It's worth it at night.
That's the thing. I want to go back after we're done with the podcast today, because the sun will be probably getting close to setting at that point, and go
It's
right
fun.
at
It's
night.
fun at night. Because the cars light up.
I've seen them post, hey, if you haven't done it at night yet, you haven't done it yet. You got to do it at night
And
too.
wait for the front of the line.
Yeah.
You wait three more minutes.
Where were you guys in the car?
Middle, kind of the middle.
Yeah, about the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. We were the front of our group.
Right. Scott and I tried to angle ourselves to the front of the car because we thought we were going to get to walk to the front. They're like, all right, go to line 7. Okay, fine. We thought we could angle to the front row.
If we had a little bit more time and the Colbert Show didn't have to get on the air, you might have been able to pull something off.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, Jack and Ross were running back, and I was
I
was making fun of them. Go to work, nerds. Be on time for your stupid jobs, nerds.
I'm sorry. What did you have to do after you got off the ride?
I had a meeting, but it wasn't until 3:15.
Exactly.
That was fine. That was.
I also had a meeting. It was just at 3:30.
You forgot you had a meeting.
I
completely.
might have. Yeah. Time got away from me.
So the Zoom call that you had to go on.
Yeah.
Did they know where you were?
No.
Could they tell from the background?
Because my signal wasn't so great. I was having lag issues, so I didn't turn my camera on. Initially, I had my camera on, but I saw how bad the lag was, so I had to turn it off because I was presenting too. So I just all right, I'll just not say anything. Then I just said, I got internet problems. We got internet issues today. So we're here for, of course, VelociCoaster, but just around the corner, we were already talking about it a little bit. Halloween Horror Nights,
And they've
we've got some more announcements, do we not? Have we seen something new? Have we seen anything new?
Not since
last week.
Not since last
Because
week.
I saw the Bride of Frankenstein like being talked about more.
Yeah,
now.
there's merchandise right down the street.
So you can already get it.
Yeah. Basically, once something is announced, that day at the Halloween makeup, horror and makeup store / the Bourne Stuntacular exit, because it exits into the same store, that's where the preview merchandise is being sold. And it is flying off the shelves.
So we're here on Tuesday. Show airs on Saturday on the radio. We'll probably have like 3 houses announced.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially that's the thing that could happen.
You never know. But if you always want to get the up to date, like up to the minute content, normally record on a Thursday. We have the, of course, pleasure to record here today, but we'll put it up on social media as soon as it comes out. You guys are like always on top of it whenever something breaks. It's like boom, it's out there right away. So the Theme Park Podcast, the social media channel you want to check out to get all the latest updates on what and when and what's happening out here. So I got to imagine they've trickled out these houses real slowly. There's going to be more coming.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So I mean, we're almost to the end of July, and the event starts pretty soon.
I mean, it's crazy that we're in July and we start talking about Halloween. Like my kid was looking for something in the store the other day. I'm like, well, let's go see if Halloween is set up. We could probably find it in the Halloween section. She's like, Dad, it's July. I'm like, oh, we don't start doing Halloween yet?
Are you kidding me? Have you
Why
been
not?
Have you been to a Michael's or any craft store?
No.
It's been set up since May.
Maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try a Michael's, or we got a Hobby Lobby by the house.
Go to a Hobby Lobby.
We could try the Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby is a dangerous store, man.
And Jimmy's sitting here. Did anybody beat you up for your robe, James?
No, but I got a bunch of compliments, and I actually had somebody stop me. I'm like, "Where did you get that robe with the embroidery?" And I was like, "Oh, well, you can go to the Universal store in City Walk."
Did they ask you any Harry Potter questions that stumped you, that they decided you were a disgrace and called you a muggle?
No, but I did notice like there were 2 kids wearing robes, and they went up to, because we were like in a queue for butterbeer, and
I'm genuinely surprised nobody chucked a butterbeer on you today.
why? I'm wearing a robe.
I know, but they would know.
I'm a bigger Harry Potter fan than those people that weren't wearing
The
robes.
Potter fans know, all right? They know.
They don't know.
They know you don't deserve. You're unworthy.
But there was 2 girls, and they were doing the wands, and the second they tried to use the wands, it worked. And like the suit of armor like builds itself and then it collapses again. And then the dad's like, "Let me try that," and he could not get it to work. And I was like, "Look at this muggle."
I've tried the wand thing before. It's hard. You got to
so
do it
much
just
fun.
right.
It's so much fun.
You got to do it just right. It's got to be like perfect. We have a wand. Like
I wonder if Jody can get me a wand.
You got to
No,
buy those.
you don't know. You buy.
You
You
buy
do
those.
not.
You
buy
go to
a wand.
You go to Ollivanders and you do the process.
Yeah. Do you remember? You helped me buy the wand for my child years ago.
James, don't you remember in the movie Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone when Hagrid brings him to Diagon Alley for the first time, and it's such a process of Harry with Ollivander trying these different wands, and then when he finds the right one, everything starts.
And he had to go to Gringotts Bank because he didn't know he had any money. Then all of a sudden he finds out he's got all this
gold,
money.
yeah.
A lot of gold. Yeah, all those things. You don't remember any of that?
I'm sorry, what?
From Harry Potter? You're wearing the robe right now?
Yeah, I tuned out.
Hufflepuff over here.
Unbelievable. If you want to borrow my child's wand, I could let you do that maybe next time you come out here in your robe.
I have a wand I could bring. Yeah, the 2 of us have wands because I have an interactive wand as well.
A dueling wand.
Ooh.
We got wand duels. I don't think that's an option.
You guys are weird.
Reparo.
Says the guy wearing a Harry Potter robe that doesn't know what Harry Potter is or what Hufflepuff
I know what
is.
Harry Potter is. I've been to a celebration of Harry Potter.
The best place to really practice your witchcraft is over in Universal, in Universal proper, going into Diagon Alley, into Nocturne Alley. You know why it's the best? Because it's in the shade.
It is in the shade.
It's in that part where
And
it's a little darker.
It's cool back there.
That's a lot cooler back
cool.
there.
It's where the cool kids hang out.
Well, and it's not as busy back there too, so you don't have to like have 17 people waiting in line behind you while you can't figure it out.
Yeah, and you feel like you're in like a different place.
You do feel like you're in a different place.
Yeah, Nocturne. Have you been to Nocturne Alley, James?
I have.
Okay, so you actually.
There is the Shrunken Heads in there. And because Jaws used to be in the footprint of where Diagon Alley is now, they have a little tip of the hat with those Shrunken Heads. The Shrunken Heads sing the song that the
Show
quint.
me the way to
To go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
They
I had a
love
little drink about an hour ago.
here
and
at
it
this
went
park. The
back
creative,
to
they love to sneak those little things in.
Oh, yeah,
Any chance they get.
any new attraction that's taken over a space that a previous attraction was in, they usually put some kind of like little Easter eggs in it just for like a tip of the hat.
Right. Yeah, and you see it all over, and you got to watch for it. It's not obvious for a lot of things. You got to look for it. Like Transformers. Does anybody remember what used to be where Transformers
Xena
is?
and Hulk show.
Really?
Yep.
The Xena.
Not Xena and Hulk.
Or Hercules.
Xena. That was where Transformers is.
Yes. And before that, it was Murder, She Wrote, I think.
Yep.
I remember Murder She Wrote. I did not realize. Oh my gosh! Now that you say that, I think I might have. When I almost worked here, we told this story the other week. It was either going to be for the Alfred Hitchcock show, or
Which is where Shrek is now.
yeah,
Yep.
or Murder She Wrote. Now it rings a bell. Remembering. Anyhow, that's wild that they that used to be Transformers. Because I remember when they started talking about Transformers, and then it came to be, but I didn't remember what was there prior.
It was closed for a couple of years before from Xena and Hercules to Transformers.
God, Xena and Hercules
Yeah.
seems like a
it was
lifetime
closed
ago.
for 13 years.
Yeah, I was like,
It was 13 years difference.
Scott, how old were you when Xena and Hercules was on the air? Like, was Hercules first or Xena first? I don't remember.
Hercules first.
Hercules was first.
Because Xena was actually a villain in, like, I think the first season of
Oh,
Hercules.
and like she came off so well, they gave her own spinoff.
Yeah, well, it was something like she was possessed or something, and then they removed possession, and she became good again.
She
and,
ended up being bigger than Hercules, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
much
Xena was
bigger. Yeah.
much bigger than Hercules.
Hercules got off the air in 99.
So how old were you at that point?
I was 13.
I was in college.
I don't want to talk about when I was 299. All right. We got to wrap this up because we are here in the studios and it's time to go. That's just kind of how radios work. We will have another show from Universal Orlando, so be tuned in for that next week. But Scott, in the meantime, for all those updates, which there will be a plenty in the week ahead, I can almost guarantee you, where can people find us on social media?
They can follow us on Twitter at the Theme Park Show, or Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the Theme Park Podcast, or watch at thethemeparkyoutube.com.
There you go. And normally we come to you from the Lauren Campbell Realtor.com Tebow Gazebo Studios, but today we have the pleasure of broadcasting live from Universal's Transformers Studios. Thank you so much for the hospitality. We appreciate the opportunity. Until next time, for Jimmy D and Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. We'll see you out at the parks.
That was good.
We got to thank LT in the second show. Cause
Oh, yeah, we forgot.
Well, I thanked her in the pre-show, so she's at least on the stream. So
Yeah.
we'll get her on the next show.
Yep. Sorry, LT.
Sorry.
You got rambling.
I have it right in front of me.
Yeah, we got to rambling, and we'll do it next week.
Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to go grab a sip of water.
Okay.
You guys doing too?
Yeah, we got one more 24-minute segment, and we're done.
So, just minor correction. The Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, not the Philosopher's.
Well,
I went with
he's
the
a nerd, UK nerd.
Oh,
UK nerd. They call it Philosopher's Stone in UK.
oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Nerd.
Sorry.
I own the
So
UK
you-
version, and I can't watch it on streaming because mine's called the Philosopher's Stone, and they won't put that part on streaming because the name doesn't match the US version. I bought it because it was cheaper.
Get when you buy the offering on eBay.
It was a UK version. That's the real brand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to pretend it's a whole other weekend when we're here, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so we got mailbag stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I'm worried about doing anything else.
Okay, I just wonder if there's anything else we can throw in. Is there anything? I'm trying to think if there's anything just evergreen that we can toss in there.
I'm not sure.
Well, if we go on another tangent about park history too, that's fine too.
That's fine, yeah.
Because like I forgot all about Alfred Hitchcock and Murder She Wrote until he said Murder She Wrote.
I have it right. I have like I pulled up the Wikipedia of like former stuff. So like remember the Boneyard? which is like
Beetlejuice?
no, the Boneyard, which was where
Still streaming, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Boneyard, which is where the area in front of the stage.
Okay.
Yeah, we're MPS.
That's
or
where all the
music
mus-
classes
All right.
stages.
Well, we might end up
Talking
bringing some of
about
that
Universal
stuff
of the
up. Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Real quick, when do the Olympics begin,
They opening ceremonies are Friday,
and when do they end?
August
Okay, that's
8th.
good. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
first event starts today. Baseball and softball start today.
Because one of the things I want to bring up is up at MPS, they have a bunch of tables and chairs set up, and they have special booths with food.
Nobody knows what it is when you call it that.
Don't call it
on
that.
the radio.
If you call it that, I will throw something at you.
Well, you
The people that work here don't even know what you're talking about. When you
Yeah,
say
exactly.
that.
Yes, they do.
No, she didn't.
No, he did. They didn't. They were like, "What's MPS?" Nobody knows what Music Plaza Stage is except for you. MPS for Music Plaza Stage, except for you nerds that work here.
Everybody's a nerd today for me. I don't know why.
I'm gonna bite my tongue about what I saw over there.
What was that?
Well, no, there's a bunch of tables and chairs set up over there. But when I walked over there were no chairs at the tables. You want to know why?
Because they were all pulled to the stage so people could sit in the shade.
Yes.
Hey, man.
I was one of those people.
Gotta catch that shade where you can get it.
But anyways, the point of the story is when the Olympics are going on, you can watch them from Universal if you're here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm not going to waste my time at Universal watching the Olympics. I might glance over.
I
might
because
glance
there-
over,
you know,
but
you know why? Because there's going to be special foods over there.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something there to keep me there, but I'm heading for Rip Ride Rocket if I'm in that section.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, the bathroom.
Well, while you're on Jimmy Fallon, or I mean, when you're on Rip Ride Rocket, I'm going to go get a rainbow roll.
It's true. You're not going to ride Rip Ride Rocket.
When I'm on Rip Ride Rocket, I'm going to watch the Olympics from the MPS.
Ooh.
What's the MPS?
Stop.
Nerd.
Don't know what MPS is.
All right. You guys want to do another show?
Let's do another show.
All right.
Okay.
Theme Park Podcast coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. It is Dickerman along with Jimmy D
What's up, fellas?
and Scott Harris live once again this week from Universal Studios Orlando, broadcasting from the Transformers Studios.
Yes, and before we get any further, big shout out to LT for feeding us.
Oh, LT, our wonderful longtime coworker who now is the queen bee over at the Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Live, right around the corner from Universal. They brought us amazing food as always. I love the Hard Rock, and I haven't
great
had
food.
not working in radio. It's been a long time since I've had any Hard Rock food.
I thought you
gotta
were
tell
gonna s- yeah.
And when I'm out here, I don't want to call LT and be like, "Hey, can I come over and eat some food?"
Even though she every time you see her is like, hey, just let me know whenever you're around.
Yeah, and I'll never do that. I will never. I'll go in there and pay instead, and accidentally run into her as opposed to call. Hey, can I come have some food?
Twisted mac and cheese. You got to get the twisted mac and cheese.
It
at Hard
looked
Rock.
really good.
We eyed it for about an hour.
I ordered chicken fingers, and she called me. She's like, Dickerman, do you want the adult chicken fingers or the children's version? She's like,
Do you
we do an adult. It's a little spicy. Is that okay for you?
Do you think she saw chicken fingers on the order and immediately thought it was you?
She knew it was me.
That's what I mean, yeah.
She knew it was me. And she
It's an
wanted-
order for like 10 people and saw chicken tenders. It's like, nope, that's his.
She had to call me on my phone and say, do you want the kiddie version or do you want the adult version? It's a little bit spicy. Is that okay for you?
Hey, Dickerman, I just wanted to check. Do you have a child in your traveling party?
She did offer to, because my daughter is with us, she offered to get a kid's meal. I'm like, oh, it's okay, because she doesn't know that my child's old now. I didn't want to make her feel old. I'm like, no, it's okay. It's fine. Oh, she's
Well,
14 now.
Thank you, God. Honestly, if I do nothing else today, that was worth it just for that laugh.
I knew you'd enjoy that.
Well, also going on at the Hard Rock, live music is back. There's 18 shows in October.
They have a ridiculous amount of shows.
55 events now through April. Coming up, Brian McKnight. Kesha's coming up.
Oh, you're excited about that.
Yes, I bought tickets the second they
Yeah,
went on
you-
sale
yeah.
for that.
And dangerous. You're one of-
Theory of a Dead Man coming in September. Rick Springfield coming later on in September. So live music is back.
Yeah, it's back. Hard Rock's got a ton of shows.
Yes,
coming
they
up,
do.
so-
that October, they have 12 shows in a row.
Wow.
And as I said, 18 in the month alone.
Wow. Well, she's going to be busy.
Oh, yeah.
Leah's going to be a little bit busy.
Soak up
out
all that
there. A lot of overtime. Probably.
It's been so long. I haven't forgot what OT stood for.
What's OT? What's OT?
T.O.? Terrell Owens? What?
Yes. But no, we're here, of course, for Jurassic Park's VelociCoaster. Jurassic World, I guess, is the correct saying, right?
Jurassic World VelociCoaster.
Jurassic World VelociCoaster. Of course, Jurassic World Dominion comes out next year. They have opened the VelociCoaster in record time, and it is already the #1 roller coaster in the state of Florida.
Yes.
It's just like that. Just the snap of the fingers. They put up this amazing coaster, a #1 coaster in the state, just like that. So there's going to be a lot of people traveling to the state to experience this ride, because anytime you have a new ride come up, people, not only locals like ourselves, will be excited to come ride it, but people are going to plan their vacations around it. So I actually got an email from a good friend of mine, Shannon, who I actually used to work with us years ago at the radio station, but now she works with Ron John. I would see her from time to time for broadcasts, but she emailed me. She said, I listen to the show every Saturday, which we appreciate. She's got a long drive on Saturday morning, so she always tunes in for the show, but she's got a family member coming in right around Thanksgiving time. They've got a couple kids, and they're going to stay at Cabana Bay.
Perfect.
And they're going to buy the unlimited express passes.
Even smarter.
So, I mean, they're already pretty well set up. She's like, do you have any other tips? Now, she had said to them, maybe when you go, get there first thing in the morning, go straight to Hagrid's.
Well, the thing about Hagrid's is it's a virtual queue.
Right. So how does that work? Because I have not figured out Hagrid's virtual queue yet.
So as of right now, it is no longer through their app. You have to go to a special website because they're testing a new system for the virtual queue.
Okay.
So that is how it's working.
So if you're a first of the morning person, you're coming in, you've got express passes, so you're set for most rides. You're staying on property. So how would you tackle getting onto Hagrid's?
I would, the second you get in the park, because you might be able to get on over to that ride while it's still at a standby. Okay. That is still a thing that you can do.
First thing in the morning, book it over to Hagrid's.
Book it over there, because if not, you get a virtual queue, and then you go over to VelociCoaster because they're right next to each other.
So they've got a 9 and a 6-year-old. I don't know if a 6-year-old, they're going to dig on VelociCoaster.
Depends on if they're tall enough.
Like do we have the height for VelociCoaster?
51 inches.
It's not really that tall, right? Like, I don't remember.
No, 51 inches is over 4 feet. I don't think a 6-year-old's going to be over 4 feet.
Yeah. So VelociCoaster's probably not for them. I remember, like, when
they have a child swap.
When my kid was littler, they should. And if you like coasters, do the child swap. Just do it. Just do it. It's worth it. But we used to always, take note of that, whether it's 48 inches, 52 inches, because that's a big thing to consider when you're a parent. What are the ride heights? So you should always, prior to going anywhere, research that and see what the ride heights are. Okay, so first thing, head over to Hagrid's, because VelociCoaster is probably not a thing unless they do the child swap.
Correct, yeah.
Any other thoughts? Because now you're starting your day at Islands. You're going to start your day at Islands. Your express passes work for everything else over there, right?
Everything else except
for Hagrid's.
Yep.
And VelociCoaster.
Except for VelociCoaster. But that might change by November.
That's true. Who knows what changes come November. November's a great time of year to come here too. I will say
it's not too hot, it's not too cold.
It's not too hot, it's not too cold, and the crowds are usually not as heavy.
Schools are back.
You end up schools are back in, so it's good timing. Now if it is Thanksgiving week, it might be a little bit busier. But not bad. But if you're a big Harry Potter fan, definitely Hagrid's. If you're already over there, jump on the other Harry Potter ride. Yeah, jump on the
But
Journey.
you can do Flight of the Hippogriff. Because that's a ride that a smaller child could do.
Yeah, a little kid would love the Hippogriff. Yeah, the unicorn and everything. Which of the Harry Potter restaurants, like if you're going to recommend, do you go? It's the
Leaky Cauldron.
The Leaky Cauldron.
With 3 broomsticks.
For whatever reason, great job, Harry Potter #1 over here. Because in my head,
I'm the biggest fan.
All I could think was melting pot, and I'm like, I know it's
that
not
is
melting
not
pot.
here.
Well, it's a Leaky Cauldron, so I'm like, I know there's a pot involved. Is it melting pot? Nope, it's not melting pot.
Dude, they need to have fondue at the Leaky Cauldron.
Maybe they will at some point. Leaky Cauldron's really good. I don't know if you've eaten there before, but they've got some great
ate there with
food.
you.
Oh, you did?
Or just have a Dickerman and Scott meal of butterbeer.
Butterbeer's a must.
6 butterbeers, please.
Like butterbeer, like you can't come here and not do butterbeer. Like if you're doing a special family trip,
if you're coming in November, do the warm butterbeer. It's worth it.
I don't want to direct anybody but to the frozen butterbeer for their first experience.
Then order all 3 versions.
Okay,
There's more than 3 versions.
Start with frozen. All right, the ice cream is good, but it's nothing tops the frozen. Something about the frozen butterbeer is just
love the topping they put on it.
The toppings, amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the way she described it, I don't know if there's any better tips outside of that right there, other than just make sure you get over to Hagrid's early.
Oh,
Now,
if she's got a 6-year-old, she needs to get over to. Is Camp Jurassic Park open with the?
Yes.
Okay. The Petrodon Flyers. She needs to get on that.
Oh yeah, because every adult needs a child to get on those things, and actually
Yes.
they've got 2 children, so both adults will get to go on the Flyers.
So-
Because you can't normally ride that thing. It's
just
like
wanna-
a tease.
I just want to correct something. Leaky Cauldron is in Diagon Alley, not here.
Yeah.
Not at Islands.
Yeah.
It is 3 broomsticks that is at Islands.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we ate.
And
I
then
think that's where we ate was 3 broomsticks.
And then it's Hogshead is
oh wait, we
also.
did eat that too.
But we were saying Leaky Cauldron. Leaky Cauldron is at.
Well, I just meant
Universal's.
both. Harry.
Yes.
Those are the main 2.
I
restaurants.
meant because we were talking about while you're in
Gotcha.
that area.
His question was, what was the better Harry
I
Potter
gotcha.
restaurant?
And I think, for my money, it's
never eaten at
Leaky
any of them.
Cauldron. I'm
Yeah,
gonna really.
I got the
Leaky-
Scotch eggs at the Leaky Cauldron. It was
Leaky
good.
Cauldron's cool. I mean, 3 broomsticks is cool too, but I love the setup in the Leaky Cauldron. It's really
I've been at the
neat.
bar at the Hogshead.
Well, I
Yeah,
have
well,
too.
that's where we got our original. My first butterbeer ever
Yeah,
was
first
from the Hogshead.
butterbeer. Yep. Everybody remembers their first butterbeer.
And then when you tip the hog at the behind the bar, it goes. You notice that?
No,
yeah,
I didn't
if
notice
you tip,
that.
yeah.
He doesn't remember anything.
Well, I might not have tipped.
Well,
I might not have known.
That makes, that,
You
that
might
makes a
not have
lot-
tipped.
yeah,
I
might not have. Yeah.
I might not have known you had to tip.
Yeah, dropping a couple of quarters on the counter doesn't get you the
Yeah.
snorting.
I didn't know. I'm not a bar person. I don't know how a bar operates.
If somebody, do you know how restaurants work?
Well, I do, but I'm
Do you know
not
how
It's the
like.
same
basic food
concept.
service commerce works in this
Yeah.
country?
Yeah, they just poured a drink. I didn't know you had to give them money for that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's called paying for it.
Well, yeah, that part, sure. I just, I don't know. If it's not booze, I didn't know. Jimmy's shaking his
Because he
head at
keeps
me.
forgetting these things.
It's not that I'm forgetting. I'm just not a
drank
bar
too much.
person.
He probably just goes to the bar and pretends he's European. So
He drank. No, Jimmy know that he drank those memories away.
That might be true. So anyhow, thank you, Shannon, for that question from the mailbag. Hopefully that helps a little bit. But I really think their plan is really pretty spot on.
They're
I
really
think-
good on their plan. Yeah.
I think everything's is pretty set. The only place where the express passes aren't going to be useful is, like we said, on VelociCoaster, on Hagrid, and I do not know if they work on the Harry Potter over here in Universal Escape from Gringotts.
It does.
It does work
I've
for
used it.
Gringotts now? Okay.
I've physically used it before.
Okay, great. So yeah, you're pretty much in the clear over at Universal then.
Yes.
Little kids, you definitely gonna want to take them on the Minions.
Oh yeah.
You got to do the Minions. I mean, it's first thing in, but maybe don't do it first thing in the park because that's the first thing people see, shiny and bright. Oh my gosh, the Minions! But with Express Pass, it doesn't really matter.
People love those minions.
I know, and it's the first thing you see when you walk in Universal. If you got children, forget it. You're out of luck.
Universal.
You're going right to the Minions. That is a guarantee. All right. Do we have anything else in the mailbag?
Yeah, we do. We did get this question. Will we ever get a permanent haunted house at Universal? If so, what would that look like? Because at Universal Studios Hollywood, for years, they had a Walking Dead experience.
Right, they did. That's right. They did have the Walking Dead experience, and we didn't get that here. Do you know? Did we ever hear how that was to maintain or to regularly operate? I just wonder what would go into keeping that in top-notch shape at a regular basis, because you got a lot of touch points for people to ruin.
I mean, for the fact that it was open for years must mean that it was successful.
Oh, sure. I'm sure it was successful. I just wonder if it was difficult to maintain. Like, I think we talked about a ride a while back that was a good ride, but it was just more trouble than it was worth. I think it was like Rhino Rally or something like that.
Yeah.
Did we ever have a Universal Monsters attraction?
Just the horror makeup show.
Just a horror makeup show?
And the Monsters Cafe.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this guy is basically going to get what he wants, what we think he's going to get at Epic Universe.
True. I mean, I don't know that's going to be like a haunted house, but there's dark ride and a roller coaster plan,
It's
right?
at least a dark ride, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we know of. So a permanent haunted house, I don't know.
Mummy's a horror
Yeah,
icon.
I think he's talking more like
A house.
walk-through
haunted house,
house
yeah, okay.
like we
Okay.
have at Halloween Horror Nights. So, I mean, I don't know. Scott, you think it can happen?
Oh, totally think it happened.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy,
And
you
The Walking Dead was open for 4 years.
Okay.
And it looks like COVID just hit, and that's kind of what...
Oh, is that what? Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I would have liked to seen that. I would like to seen how they did that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Because I think as a character, you got to have quick turnaround because you got to get tired. Like working, like have you guys ever worked Halloween Horror Nights?
I've worked Halloween Horror. It's slinging drinks, man.
Okay, but never in the house?
No.
I did it. I did Petrified Forest one year. They let me be like a guest, like, character. They did me up. It was hard, man.
Did you say you were out of a voice?
My voice was gone. I was like, man, I don't know how you guys do this every night.
You didn't have like the little honey bear of, like the little thing of honey in your back pocket?
I
Just
would have
squirting that?
needed a lot more than that, I think. I think I would have needed considerably more. But yeah, the guys and girls that work in these houses, they put a lot into it, and it's draining, and to do it for a couple hours is a lot. I can imagine doing it, that long of a turnaround.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd like to see it.
I mean, I've talked about this. I mean, there's the stage where Blue Man Group used to be.
Yeah, we were talking when we talked last week.
Museum. We talked about a museum for that.
Yeah, we did talk about a museum, which would be cool because last week you guys you mentioned Murder, She Wrote, which used to be what Transformers is.
Correct.
And what was in the middle?
It was Xena and Hercules.
Yes, not Hulk, as I said.
But when you said that,
I would like to see that attraction.
Xena
and Hulk.
But when you said that, it brought back immediately the old Alfred Hitchcock show that used to be here. Does anybody remember what that entailed?
Yes.
What was it?
It was like a 3D show, and it like the bird, like it was hosted by the gentleman who played Norman Bates.
Oh, Anthony Perkins.
Anthony Perkins, yeah. It was hosted by Anthony Perkins, and it basically took you through some movie magic and how they made things.
Okay.
It talked about the house that they used to have on property.
Yeah,
And then,
they had that house on property, right? They had like a replica of it.
yeah, and the hotel.
Yeah.
And then what happens is like the birds come through and they like tear down the screen and they're flying at your face and stuff, but it's all in 3D. And then after you see the stage show, you'd go into another room and it had like a bunch of. It had like the Statue of Liberty arms, so you could recreate that scene from his movies, and it had like a few different like stations where they were interactive that you could play a part in.
Quick side tangent when you mention that. There's so many things as you go around here in these parks that you don't realize are there that are like super cool. Like if you don't go into horror makeup show, you don't see all the super cool props they have out in that waiting room.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. If you like horror movies, they have so many cool props and photo opportunities in there just to like take pictures in front of.
Well, it's why I've told, like, I'm worried that if Jimmy ever goes into the tribute store or the legacy store that is in City Walk, we will never see him again.
Well, I've already been in there, and my one note for Universal is you need to have shopping carts for that store.
I need a shopping cart.
Or at least like the little baskets, for the single people that go through Publix. We need that at least.
Well, because in that store,
You're going to go through in there with a forklift. You're going to get one of the forklifts and just load me up, guys.
Lauren had to put a bag over my head and drag me out of the Jurassic World tribute store.
Just go. No, Jimmy. No, you're not allowed.
Because in that store, they have the grenade launcher from the Jaws ride.
Yes.
Or the jumpsuits from Ghostbusters that have the marshmallow fluff on them.
They actually have Roy Schreider's...
Shredders.
Yes.
Easy for you to say.
Gringotts. They have his shirt from the actual Jaws movie encased in there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to just poke your head around here to see some really amazing things that you didn't even realize were here, like, tucked away like horror makeup show or in the tribute store. So it's just, they have so much cool stuff. Sometimes you don't even notice it. There are times, I don't know how many times I've been to this park, but there are things I'm like, was that always there? And, oh yeah, that was always there. Wow, that's neat. I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, I constantly...
Like the bridge that goes to VelociCoaster.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I hadn't been on that. And then you see the coasters and the coasters flying right in front of Hogsmeade. It's cool. Anyhow, you got in front of you some of the early
Past attractions. Yeah. What do you want to know?
I want just fire some at us that jump out at you, because these were obviously many of them before your time.
So, okay.
Unless your parents brought you here in diapers.
We have the Swamp Thing set.
I never got to see that. Did you ever see that, Jimmy? I love Swamp Thing.
I was in the park when they were doing that, and for some reason, I have no recollection of it.
I don't remember it at all, but I loved the Swamp Thing as a kid growing up. One of my favorites.
It's where Men in Black is.
And I had
Yep.
and I had no idea Swamp Thing was a DC character.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I got like one of the video games and like Swamp Thing was an option to fight with. I'm like, oh,
I can recommend some. I can recommend some good comics for you if you wanted to read, which I know you don't.
I just like the movies. One with Adrian Barbeau back in the day, and
Yeah, no,
Heather
there was
Locklear later.
Dickerman,
Correct, yeah.
relax. It's all pictures, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's
Pictures and a little bit
words.
of words. One of my favorites was the Funtastic World of Hanna-Barbera.
I do remember that. I do remember the Hanna-Barbera area. And what was that like? What was the experience there?
That was it's Despicable Me. It's the exact same ride as Despicable Me, like the same mechanics and everything.
And that became Jimmy Neutron after that?
Jimmy Neutron, and then it became Despicable Minions.
Oh, man, those minions. Yeah, those minions are money.
And then there was the Boneyard, which is where MPS is now.
No, what's MPS?
The Universal Music Pavilion stage.
Plaza
Nerd.
stage. Music
You
plaza.
got it wrong, you nerd. That
Actually,
big-
I'm glad he brought that up. During the Olympics, if you're at Universal Studios and you want to watch take in a few events, you can sit in MPS, the Music Plaza stage, and they have special food and like little chairs and tables and stuff. It's really cool.
yeah, if you don't know what these guys are talking about, there's a big old stage right near Rip Rad Rocket. That's what they're talking about.
And it's where the artists at Mardi Gras and
Oh.
all of those are preferred.
Dickerman says it's the big old stage. That's it. All right.
Where's the stage?
What MPS? What's that?
All right, how about this? You remember the Marvel show?
No.
I know of the Marvel show because the trailer that they used to drag out was a horrendous thing.
Oh, yeah?
It broke down a lot.
It was a seasonal outdoor show that went on in front of right in front of where the Ghostbusters Spooktacular show was.
I don't remember that
I
either.
don't remember that at all.
And it featured Spider-Man, Storm, Iron Man, and Wolverine.
Really?
Yep, 93 to 95.
Iron Man and Wolverine? God, that would be cool to see.
Yeah, I've never seen Iron Man because they still bring out Marvel characters in Marvel Island.
I see they
on the little
motorcycle things, right?
quads.
Quads, yeah. Yeah, so they'll come out.
Actually,
but
I think there might be the three-wheeler ones now.
I think three-wheelers got outlawed, to be honest, because they roll over too easy.
Makes sense.
I saw Captain America doing photos the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
cool.
was set up doing photos.
Well, here they have the DreamWorks character meet and greet. So Boss Baby's over there, and
Oh yeah, the Secret Life of Pets one. It looked really cool.
Oh yeah, you can meet Duke and Max.
Yeah, well, he sits there and he blinks and I think he interacts with
wags
you.
his tail.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
neat. I have
Yeah.
not seen that. Where's that at?
It comes out every now and then in front of the Universal Makeup show.
Wait, the parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that parade.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're
did.
talking about the little cavalcade thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Well, no,
you were
at
saying there was a
Universal-
photo op too.
At Universal, parades are back.
Yeah.
So there will be the parades do go by as a full parade.
Yeah, we ran into one the other day actually when we were out here.
Yep.
And it was the
That
full
means
thing.
Mardi Gras parade's back next
Oh
spring.
yeah. I wonder if they still throw beads though, because I wonder if they won't want to throw them because
They were throwing beads. When they
Yeah.
did the mini Mardi Gras, like the eating version of Mardi Gras, they were throwing beads because
Okay.
they had the floats just stationed
Yeah, they were
around the park.
They were just parked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had team members throwing beads.
What were you asking? The Ghostbusters Spooktacular?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a show hosted. The second version was hosted by Louis Tully, and he was featured in the pre-show. That's Rick Moranis' character.
Oh, neat.
And it got replaced by Twister.
Twister.
Wait, Twister, ride it out.
And that had the flying cow.
Flying cow.
And that was there forever until Jimmy Fallon took his place.
Correct, yes.
Awesome.
That ride was there from 98 to 2015.
Wow. That's a long run for a ride. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I mean, a ride that's not like E.T., right? Like,
Yeah.
because E.T. was here since the beginning and it'll probably be here till the end.
Yes.
That's just how it is. Mm-hmm. Why didn't Spielberg ever make an E.T. 2?
It was talked about.
He's not a real big sequel guy. He does very few sequels.
Yeah, he's done Lost World.
He probably looked at his friend George
did-
Lucas and he said, I saw that Star Wars holiday special it did. I'm never doing a sequel again.
Yeah, the only sequels he's done are the Indiana Jones 4, and he's not doing 5.
Yeah, he did the 4 Indiana Jones, and then he did one extra Jurassic Park.
Wait, it
That's
was 4 the one with Shia LaBeouf?
Yes.
Yes.
I understand why he
My-
wouldn't want to do another one. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
The nuke in the fridge. Come on. Come on, guys.
Okay, so you have a problem with that, but you don't have a problem with him jumping out of an airplane and landing in a an inflatable raft.
No, because they tested it on MythBusters and it worked.
Oh,
Because Mythbusters.
can they test the nuke in the fridge?
I don't think Discovery Channel has that in their budget.
They don't got a nuke?
I don't think so, and that show's not even on the air anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Bring it back on streaming.
That guy's coming to MegaCon.
Adam Savage is coming to MegaCon.
Yeah.
Oh. We got a little bit of time left. Is there any other ride that just pops out at you that screams, tell this to the guys, see if these old men remember it? Because I love the history of this park and remembering things that I might have forgotten.
You already know Confrontation, so I'm not going to go with that
Great
one.
ride.
We
from
talked
back
about
in the day.
Murder. We talked about Murder, She Wrote.
You know what I was thinking about earlier today? Remember at the end of Confrontation, you could go get a picture of yourself being held by King Kong?
Yes.
I don't
It was
remember,
cool.
but I believe that. That does sound
It was
cool.
like it was like a giant like King Kong puppet, and he had his hand, and you could walk up and stand in his hands like he was holding you.
I like it.
Oh, how about this? The Dynamite Nights Stunt Spectacular.
I don't remember that at all.
That was the Lagoon fireworks show
Okay.
that had jet skis and explosions.
yes.
And it was themed to Miami Vice.
Wow.
They have a theme to Waterworld for a minute too?
They had the Waterworld boat here, but that was the extent of it.
I would like to see that brought back for a special throwback night.
Waterworld, they still have the Waterworld show at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Really?
Yes.
That movie was not a big success.
But apparently people loved the show.
Nothing's free in Waterworld.
No. I didn't mind Waterworld. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It was panned terribly and it cost $1 bazillion to make.
I'm worried about your guys' taste in movies.
Yeah, you probably should be. Yeah, probably should be. All right, well, we got to wrap it up, fellas. So, real quick, Scott Harris, any updates? Because there are constant updates. Why don't you throw out the social media handles?
You can follow us on Twitter at The Theme Park Show or Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The Theme Park Podcast or watch at thethemeparkyoutube.com.
And traditionally, we do come to you from the Lauren Campbell Realtor.com Tebow Gazebo Studios. But today, we are lucky enough to be here at Universal Studios inside the Transformers Studios. So we thank you so much for the hospitality from our friends at Universal Orlando.
I want to say thank you to Jody and Clay. And,
Yes.
oh my God. What's his name? Nichols.
Nichols?
Mr. Nichols.
Oh, Kevin Nichols.
Kevin Nichols.
Kevin Nichols, yes. Of course, Kevin Nichols as well for being kind enough to let us come out here and be a part of this this broadcast setup. For Jimmy D, for Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. Until next week, we'll see you out at the parks.
That was awesome. That show felt really good. All right, internet people, we gotta go bye-bye.
We want to go home.
Yes.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
wanna go
The sun's going down.
You have to find your daughter.
She's in another park. We'll find her over there. I'm not going home. I'm going to stay here and ride rides.
All right, bye.